How fascinating are these monuments, isn't it? But whenever we look at them, have we ever thought that how much efforts it must have taken to design, plan, and actually construct these monuments and buildings? So today, to discuss something more about it, we have with us Architect Aniruddha Burkule, and he's very passionate for his job. He is here to tell us something more about architecture, the scope of work, and how the course of architecture is changing according to the new education policy. So Aniruddha, can you please tell us what exactly does architecture mean?
Hello everybody, this is Architect Aniruddha Burkule, and I feel really glad to be a part of 5 minutes with Tejasbhamre. Tejas had approached me with the concept of understanding architecture. He wanted his viewers to know about what architecture is all about in his concept of presenting it in 5 minutes. So the thing about architecture is that architecture is both the process and the product of designing, planning and construction of buildings. And architecture for me personally, if you ask, it is a constantly evolving field. The thing about architecture is that no two plots are similar. None of your clients are similar, and every particular thing has got a different design brief and a different challenge that is unique to every site that comes up.
We understand that every process is different. But what is there in this course that it makes it so different from the rest? Can you please tell us?
So architecture is a process that is evolving. You constantly have to update your knowledge. You have to constantly upgrade with the upcoming technology, constantly upgrade to the changing mentality of the consumer, who particularly buy a residential unit in the towers that probably you are designing. So you as an architect have to constantly develop your thought process, not only with your own fraternity but also about the consumer. You have to understand the consumer-centric market that is there in our field.
It is very important for every one of us to know the whereabouts, that what all is happening. So, how is the new education policy bringing a change in the course of architecture? Can you please throw some light upon it?
Regarding a lot of things about how the course is developed, I particularly have been trained for 5 years in my Bachelor's of Architecture, and probably there is a rumor that is spreading that probably it might get cut down to 3 years course. No, that is not, we are not sure about it. But as far as the new educational policy that has come up by the government of India, they are saying so that they are going to introduce a lot of vocational courses. They are going to have a lot of weight probably put up to the factor of doing vocational courses. It might be plumbing, it might be carpentry, it might be anything at all. More idea will be given to the sculptures, artists, and people will get a living out of it. So basically, you will be able to do a creative part. You will be able to learn something new, and that is going to earn you the bread and butter for your family. I feel this is actually a very big win for the field of architecture, because we'll be professionally dealing with these people on a day-to-day basis as consultants, as people who are going to make a change in the structures that we design. So in that way, you see being trained for that will be a good thing, because as of now in the market, as we see in a lot of vocational businesses, it's a lineage thing, it's an hereditary business that is taken up by generations and generations. So you see carpenters, there are 2 generations, 3 generations of carpenters who are taking ahead the family values and concepts into their understanding. So this particularly the government's push of having more people coming in and as a training course will be a good thing. And I feel that the Council of Architecture is also doing a good job as far as they are pushing the limits of architecture ahead, trying to squeeze the course and trying to give more weight towards internship and a lot of other programs. A lot of colleges that are autonomous, they've got an internship probably on a year-to-year basis, unlike the one that I had probably in the 5th year. So if you guys want to be an architect, you understand that you have to be very observant. You have to observe places, understand how the space feels.
We truly understand that architecture plays a very important role and it is changing rapidly. But whenever we look at any structures or buildings, we have a common confusion, that is it the civil engineer who has done it or is it the architect? So can you please clear our confusion?
A lot of people have a confusion between civil engineers and architects. Like a civil engineer probably can develop 4 walls, put a window and a door. So what is it that an architect is uniquely doing? So that is where the line that divides us comes into play. We as professionals are the ones who can make you realize how a space feels. We are not the ones who want to build 4 walls, windows and doors as a habitat. We are the ones who will probably make you think about how the space feels. You as a person, if you are a visitor into a museum, you are a visitor into a theatre, or you are a visitor into a temple, you will understand that every space has got a different aesthetic value and the sense that it gets into you. So that sense is the space, the feeling of a space is something that we try to bring into every design that we have. And that is something that is very unique about architecture. Anything that you learn, right in from your first year, or maybe even if it is the 5th year, each and everything is going to be implemented at some point of your life. Every day it's a new thing that comes into play. So if you are that person, if you feel that who's up for challenges, the continuous challenges that come up on a day-to-day basis, so this is actually the field for you. But this is actually a very hard-working profession, and you'll have to put in a lot of sense for technology and creativity, because both of these things go together in the course of architecture. Thank you so much.
Wow. So the structure of every building is designed in such a way that it gives an entirely different vibe to it. That is quite fascinating. So we do understand that architects have loads of creativity filled into them and is clearly displayed in their work, whatever they perform. Thank you so much, Anirudh, for sharing so much of valuable information with all of us and giving us some valuable insights. I hope you all like this episode, so do hit the like button. And for more interesting, informative, and career related videos, do hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much.